Hey, this week's podcast is brought to you in part by Squarespace. Let Squarespace turn your great idea into a reality. Squarespace makes it easier than ever to launch your passion project, whether that's showing off your work or selling your goods. With beautiful templates and the ability to customize anything, you can easily make a website all by yourself. Don't worry, if you need help, Squarespace has an award-winning 24/7 customer support team. Head on over to squarespace.com/Colt for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, use the offer code COLT and save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. This week on the podcast, Lance Archer shows up in San Antonio. Then it's off to the Pacific Northwest with Mark Haskins and Jeff Cobb. Then on the way home, my flight attendant is a freak. Enjoy it.
This is the Art of Wrestling with professional wrestler Colt Cabana.
All right, how you guys doing? Come on in, sit down, relax. You're about to listen to the Art of Wrestling, a professional wrestling podcast. It's a life podcast. It's a personal journal. It's an entryway into the minds and souls, the hearts and lives of the people involved in the world of professional wrestling. I am your host. My name is Colt Cabana. I am a Jewish champion. That doesn't happen until next week, though. But I mean, I am a Jewish champion forever, obviously. I'm Jewish. I'm an entertainer. I'm a bit neurotic. Most importantly, though, I am a professional wrestler. And I am sitting here live in my studio apartment in Chicago, Illinois. Before I go any further, this is fan supported and listener supported podcast supported by people just like you. We give it to you free of charge every single Thursday. ColtCabana.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you get your podcasts from. Couple great ways that you can support. Rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, please. Maybe tell somebody via social media, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. The best way to support, though, ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com, t-shirts, buttons, pictures, posters, DVDs, digital downloads, micro brawlers, a children book, and so much more. ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com. Also, brand new pins, lapel pins, enamel pins. One of them says Cabana, like on the side of my trunks or on my Titantron. And the other one is the classic Cabana-rama headband smiley face. These are great for your backpack or your jacket or whatever it may be. And this week, if you buy one on the debut week, I will also throw in a free iStar Colt enamel pin. So it's a real 2-for-1 going on over here. It's highly appreciated. Again, ColtMerch.com. 3 shows this week. Smaller show. I say smaller show, but the last show was StarCast, and everybody was around town. And this was just 3 shows of wrestling, but there were people there. Not much stories going on in terms of the weekend. It's just show to show to show. I mean, I'll tell some stories in between. The first show, a Friday. Once again, RCW down in San Antonio, Texas. There's a nice little crew down there. 0 complaints about RCW, except I did not win the RCW Heavyweight Championship. I lost to Falaba, but I still will be wrestling July 19th against Sean Spears. Over 10 years in the making, we're having that big return match. And I look forward to doing that in San Antonio, Texas, while I was at the show. Big Lance Archer, or Lance Hoyt in America, Archer in Japan. He was at the show. He was promoting the G1 New Japan show that's happening in Dallas. I'm actually going to be in Dallas the night before that G1 show for VIP. I'm letting you know right now, I'm not going to be doing the New Japan show. I am not in the G1 because I'm going to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. I tell myself that's the reason. So don't ask any questions. Just say to yourself, yeah, of course Colt's not in the G1. Of course they would have asked him, but they knew he was going to do the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, so there was no way he could be in the G1. If I was to take a guess, a stab at it, I'd say Lance Archer, this man, who was behind the merchandise table selling tickets to the show, I would say maybe he's in it. I don't see why not.
Well, when in Texas, right?
You got to go big or go home. Because everything's bigger in Texas.
And you're a big man.
I'm tall.
I wasn't expecting to see you tonight here in San Antonio.
I know. I like to surprise people once in a while.
Of course, you are here shilling away.
Yes, with the best of them.
Yeah. You and Harry are good behind the merch tables in Japan, I've noticed.
In Japan, absolutely.
And I'm just saying, it's not like you're not known for your merchandise table etiquette or whatever. Like, you do it.
Oh, no. We've been doing this a lot in Japan for long enough that I think enough people know us and they want to see us and they want to get our stuff there. So it helps.
And then I guess when in Texas, you guys, I don't know, New Japan's got a big show. You're the the Texas liaison?
Yes, since I'm actually living in Dallas, because the show is going to be in Dallas, they kind of approached me and they said, hey, will you help us out? And I said, yeah, absolutely, sure, you know.
And that's July 6th.
July 6th at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, 5 p.m. Come check it out.
It's so funny. I see these posters that you have. I just remember...
I'm not on them, by the way.
Is that right?
No, I don't know why.
I remember I did a tryout for Impact in 2003.
Okay.
It was TNA back then.
Okay, yeah, me too.
And the marketing lady came up to me and was like, hey, where do you live? I was like, Chicago. She's like, will you take these posters and put them up all around town? And I was like, of course. And then obviously just sold them at the merch stands. Like,
well, hey, they gave them to you and you did what you needed to do.
Right. That's
you promoted them and you made some money for yourself.
I don't know about promoting them, but that was my way of justifying not getting paid for a tryout show in 03.
Hey, you got your money, right?
Yeah. So you're not wrestling now.
No, I'm not right
You
now.
just told me you had surgery.
Well, yeah.
Oh my God.
A form of surgery that you're actually very familiar with, from my understanding. Back in the caveman days.
Yeah,
of
when
surgery.
when they would
basically hit you over the head and knock you out and do it.
when they would chisel open my eyeballs.
Yeah, I had LASIK last Friday actually.
And how long of a decision was that to make?
It's been years, man. I've been wearing contacts and I just got too used to it and too easy, and it was just one of those situations where, okay, go get another eye exam, get more contacts, carry them around, glasses, all the fun stuff, or go check out the LASIK. There was a free consultation. They were like, yeah, you're a great candidate. Pay us this much money. And I went, oh my God. And they were like, you can pay it over time. I was like, okay.
Worth it. It's going to be, believe me, I haven't paid for contacts in years. And, I don't know how the contact business is anymore. Because back then, they were kind of expensive.
I think they're still expensive.
Yeah, they add up.
But yeah, they've got all the new different kinds, the two forms and the breathable ones and the fluid ones and all that stuff.
Would you lose contacts during matches?
Twice. I've been hit so hard, blinked really hard, and they popped right out.
Only twice.
Only twice.
That's a good ratio, I think, right?
Not bad. I'm farsighted, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I didn't have to read anything while I was in the ring, thank goodness.
I always get those mixed up. So that means you can't see near you.
Right. I couldn't read a book, but everything out in front of me is okay. So if I had to read your butt where it says boom boom, I would have been screwed.
That's not normal, right? Usually most people are nearsighted, right?
I think most people are nearsighted, but I was farsighted with astigmatism. So I could see it, but it was blurry and I could function. But, if you asked me to read something in front of you, I'd be like, you're screwed.
And then when are you back to Japan?
I go back here June 12th for a Kazuna Road tour. They haven't announced it yet, so don't tell anybody.
Okay. I don't know how that's going to work. All right, I'll share my story. I did get LASIK eye surgery in 2003, I'm going to say. And I remember the doctor was like, hey, you can't wrestle for 2 months. And I was like, that's fine. I'll just take off this weekend of wrestling, and then I'll wrestle the next weekend. And that's what I did for Ring of Honor. But my glorious plan, I was going to wear rec specs, Horace Grant style goggles. And I did that. And I wrestled in these goggles. It was the Second City Saints versus the Havana Pitbulls, Rocky Romero and Ricky Reyes. And I wore the goggles. Now, looking back at it, because I always give Reyes shit, looking back at it, I don't think I told them that I had LASIK eye surgery, don't touch my eyes. In my head, I was wearing these big-ass goggles. Don't fucking fuck with them, man. I got them goggles on. In the match, Reyes poked me in the eye once and then covered me like William Regal, like rubbing his forearm against my eyes. And I'm pretty sure in his head he was like, yeah, because he's wearing goggles, so that's what I'm going to do. The people would get it. But in my head, I'm like, I'm going to be blind now, you piece of shit. For some reason, my eyes were not affected. And to this day, I have, I don't know, 20/20, 15/20, 20/50. So it's good enough to see, and the LASIK eye surgery did its job. And I have a friend who had to re-get glasses. They had LASIK 10 years ago. So I'm running on 15 years, and I'm still good. And I plan on milking this thing for the rest of my life, or at least into my 50s or 60s. So the LASIK worked for me, and I'm sure they will work for Lance Archer. Let me tell you about a sponsor today. That's Twillery. They have grown-up shirts that you should be wearing as a grown-up. Instead of showing up to important events in graphic t-shirts and wrestling t-shirts like I do, way too much. I know. Be a grown-up, Colt. Fine, I will. Twillery, you have to help me, and they do, because it's simple and easy, and I won't get stressed out going to a store that stresses me out. I'm just picking the shirts online that I like. They'll send them to me. If they don't fit, I'll return or swap them for free. And that's way easier and at a pace that I like. The shirts are nice too, obviously. They have safe cotton technology that gives them a buttery, soft feel, and they're non-iron. True story, I just threw out my ironing board that my apartment came with. I don't need it. It takes up space. Also, shirts like Twillery don't even make you need an iron anymore. So it's gone. Twillery shirts are a great deal too. When you bundle them up, you can get a $100 shirt for only $55 when you buy in bulk. Get $25 off your first shirt order by going to Twillery.com/Colt and enter the promo code COLT at checkout. Hey, take advantage of their limited time Father's Day offer until June 16th. Get a free pair of bottle opener collar stays worth $30 when you use the code COLT. That's TWILLORY.com/COLT. The promo code is COLT, and that gets you the $25 off your first purchase, plus that free pair of bottle opener collar stays. All right, from San Antonio, Texas, I was then flying to the Pacific Northwest, which would be Seattle and Portland. The very bottom of the country to the very top left of the country. You could only imagine how fun that one is. Luckily, upgraded to first class on both flights, San Antonio to San Francisco to Seattle. Slept like a dream on one of them, listened to some podcasts on the other, and next thing you know, I am in Seattle, ready to do TV. We were in Kent, Washington. A wonderful sized crowd. The building was way too big for this wonderful sized crowd, but the crowd was wonderful. We drew a very nice house. I was busy as fuck. Always. Sorry for swearing. There was no need for that swear right there. Why did I swear? I don't know. I really wanted to emphasize how busy I was. We were doing TV tapings. I wrestled Mark Briscoe, and then I commentated on 2 different shows of Ring of Honor television, all while being able to talk to Mark Haskins, who we finally got this thing to record, and I was able to talk to him.
At least you didn't know that it didn't work last time.
I just found out. Literally this second as you stuck the mic in my face.
For some reason, the microphone wasn't working. I put a little bit out of it, but it was just all shoddy and shitty.
Oh, was it? I think you just didn't like me, and you were like, I'm just going to delete this and create more space for, I don't know, other apps or whatever.
Yeah, but I have you on now, so that couldn't have been the case.
Well, you've cleared up your phone now, do you know what I mean? You've
I've got some
deleted
memory.
some pictures that you no longer need, do you know what I mean?
You like Seattle?
Yeah.
You ever been to Seattle?
No, first time. I'm super shocked because I didn't expect it to be this pretty. So, yeah.
Are you a man who appreciates the wilderness? I picture you living in the mountains.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell by my general hobbit demeanor, I'm very much somebody who enjoys being in the countryside. Where I live is literally a small country town in the middle of nowhere. No one in England has ever heard of it. So, yeah. And
the Pacific Northwest is perfect for you.
Exactly, right? So, it's awesome.
So I want to know about your travel today.
Okay.
Being here in Seattle.
Yeah.
This one had to have been brutal.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, it was long, but I'm getting used to them now.
How long? What was your journey?
So it was like an hour from Birmingham to Amsterdam, then 10 hours from Amsterdam to here. But I slept for a lot of it, and I fell asleep while watching the new Aquaman movie, right? So I still had my headphones in, and I could still hear this fight sequence that was going on. So I started dreaming that me and Aquaman were fucking shit up, right? And we're fighting all these people, and we're diving through portals that are opening up in the floor. And then in my dream, I woke up, but I was still asleep, so I couldn't figure out why it was I still heard all these noises in my head, and I thought I'd gone crazy, and all I could hear was Aquaman from now on. And then I woke up and realized how much of an absolute muppet I was being.
And are you jet lagged now?
I don't really know. I'm just generally tired every day of the week.
That's how it's come to. I'm the same way, I feel.
Yeah, especially with 2 kids, man. They keep you on your toes.
How are you going to be tired while you're Aquaman?
Well, you know what I mean? Somebody has to do it, and I will find a way to keep everybody safe.
Did you watch Endgame?
No, I haven't.
I watched it. I didn't even know what it was about.
Oh, yeah? You enjoy it? Good movie?
It was fine.
Yeah?
What? Someone bought the ticket for me. That's how I...
Yeah, I've heard it's amazing. I wish I cared enough about, the film franchise.
Since you watched Aquaman, I just assumed that you were super into it.
Nah, I mean...
Something to watch.
Yeah, I'm a huge Wolverine mark, but apart from that, I don't really watch many movies anyway.
Well, now that you're flying all the time, that's something to do, right?
Yeah, for sure, but, you get what you're given, right? So you're okay.
You were never going to wrestle in these places if it wasn't for Ring of Honor, right?
Exactly. Well, who knows? You know,
Who knows?
I'm an optimist. So
But it's kind of cool that you've signed here and now they're just kind of touring you all across the country.
yeah, dude, it's awesome. Like, I'm getting to go to like all these places I've never been before. Like, we were in Vegas a few months ago. Where else have we been? We did a crazy loop the other day where I was like,
You were in Columbus, Ohio.
yeah, I haven't been there before. Like, been back to Toronto. We've been to Buffalo. We've been to Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Are you seeing anything?
I'm trying to. Today we got to go into, where was it? We went downtown Seattle and checked out some things. And we checked out the Gum Wall, which is like one of the oddest tourist attractions.
That's right. I've heard about that and maybe seen pictures.
Yeah, if you check my Instagram feed today, you'll see how truly artistic and disgusting it actually is.
Did you add to it?
Sure I did. Yeah, I'm jumping on it. So, literally you just chew a piece of gum and stick it on the wall, and some people have been super creative with it and left it like so it's stringy and it looks like streamers and stuff. And
If it was me, is there somebody out there selling pieces of gum for $5 a stick?
Yeah, you bet there is. Like, it's the most expensive gum you're ever gonna buy.
Is that right or no?
Yeah. It cost us like $4, $5, $6
You didn't
bucks
have
or
any
something.
gum?
Like, no, it's the one time where I've been out and I was like, oh no, I've come completely unprepared. And the line for the original Starbucks is one of the longest lines I've ever seen in my life. Like, I desperately wanted coffee.
Are you a coffee drinker?
Oh, absolutely.
So you had to say you went to there, right?
Yeah, you have to like inject it into my veins, like, you know. But so we went there and the line was just ridiculous. So
Did you had to do it?
no, we just carried on.
Oh, you didn't go in?
No, we weighed up the options. We're like, we're either going to be stood here for like an hour and a half, or we're going to go and do something else. So we went with something else. We saw people lobbing fishes and the fish in the.
Took it all in.
We saw the lot. Got the Seattle experience.
Well, enjoy your wrestling.
Thanks, man. You too.
Seeing ya. It's nothing like giant beeping happening while I'm recording. They don't care. I mean, I'm doing these by the wrestling ring where everybody's just kind of hanging out. I think that's the cool part of it. It's this hangout vibe. Everyone's kind of stretching around and just getting ready for the show. And there's a huge technical team there because there's a production team doing television. So I guess that's happening in the background. Remember in the beginning when I told you the podcast was sponsored by Squarespace? I wasn't lying. They really are, and they really do help you turn your dream into a reality. Squarespace makes it easier than ever to launch your passion project. Are you looking to start your own wrestling t-shirt business? Showcase your wrestling comic strips? Publish your wrestling podcast? Sell your retro wrestling action figures? If it's anything like this, Squarespace is the tool for you. With beautiful templates created by world-class designers and the ability to customize just about anything with a few clicks, you can easily make a website all by yourself. Squarespace's powerful e-commerce functionality lets you sell anything online, and analytics helps you grow your site in real time. Everything is optimized for mobile. That means you can see it on any kind of phone, so there's nothing to patch or upgrade ever. Buying domains is simple, and Squarespace's award-winning 24/7 support team can help you if you ever need it. Squarespace empowers so many people from so many walks of life: wrestling, lawyers, gamers, artists, whatever you are, Squarespace can and will enhance it. Go to squarespace.com/Colt for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, use the offer code COLT and save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/Colt. Use the offer code COLT. All we did was get up the next morning and drive to Portland, Oregon. That night, we did go to Voodoo Donuts. I don't need the Voodoo Donuts. It's the last thing I need. In a perfect world, I would drop 25 pounds. Help me. Why can't I drop these 25 pounds? Oh, because I go to Voodoo Donuts and then I don't get anything, and then everyone's like, here, I'm done with my donuts, have some donuts, and I don't have the willpower. Why don't I have the willpower? I am like reverse He-Man. I don't have the willpower. That was decent. All right, at the show, it was a show. One of the good fans out there, Josh, had some problems. I would love to dive into it. Instead, I'll talk to one of my good friends on the roster. Well, it's not Jeff Cobb, because Jeff thinks he's been on too much now and is worried that the numbers will drop. So it's somebody else.
Ratings go down.
Yeah, well, when I traveled Ring of Honor, I could only have so many people on.
Good point. So it's now Hefe Cobb. Hefe Cobb.
Oh, you've changed who you are? Yes, we have a new personality on the show today. Hefe Cobb.
Hefe Cobb. Aloha.
You were looking at this venue, and you almost went here, and then you said this is where you became a wrestler.
Yeah, I finished my freshman year at Missouri Valley College, and then I got the Olympic berth, and then I came to Portland to train for a month and a half.
You came out of the vagina?
No,
of the Olympics vagina?
No.
Is that the Olympic berth?
Yes, the Olympic berth.
Out of Mount Olympus's vagina.
Yeah, my coach went to Portland State. I believe he was the only 4-time national champion for Portland State in wrestling. I came here to train, and he's trying to make me transfer. He didn't make me transfer. He was like, hey, you should come to Portland State. And I thought about it super hard for a while.
Are they known for a good wrestling
Yeah,
team?
they got a good wrestling team. But I just ended up just staying where I was at. I don't know why. I mean, I liked it.
You said you trained here?
I was in, actually it was Gresham, which is like the next town over.
Jonathan Gresham?
I trained in Jonathan Gresham. And,
where do you train at? They have just a gym where wrestlers wrestle?
No, the high school gyms. Wrestling guys came in and out, and just.
How does that work?
Oh, it's just I had a running coach up there, I had a lifting coach up there, and then we'd come down to Portland State every so often, go back and forth, change the scenery.
Who are you wrestling? You're wrestling high school kids?
No. They just opened the gym for us. They gave
us? All the Olympic birthers?
No, myself and my coach, my wrestling coach, Dan Russell. And
but he's just sparring with you?
Yeah, just beating me up, man.
And there's nobody else?
No, it was me and him for the most part. Then we had some college guys come in and just like wrestling partners, dummies, I guess.
Feeding to the wolves.
Yes, the wolf.
You're
but
the
I was
wolf.
really tired, so I was like a parched wolf, if you will.
God.
Yeah, I could have been. Well, it's
What would
funny.
you do? Okay.
Missouri Valley is the Vikings. I would have transferred and still would have been a Viking. So
If you want to go to WWE and become a Raider, I don't know.
they would change to Viking.
There's a Viking joke in there somewhere. Do you want to tell us about this venue? This is a nice venue, right?
It's a real nice venue. Portland State Vikings. I don't know what they play here. It doesn't look like a basketball.
Someone said basketball, but it doesn't look. It looks
doesn't look big enough to be a basketball.
right. It looks the exact size of a basketball and nothing else. So if that makes sense, like there is no
volleyball?
room.
Maybe
But I'm saying there's no room past the basketball court or past the basketball net.
No, you're going to hit these bleachers right here.
Right. That might be the case.
Maybe volleyball? We'll go volleyball.
But I feel this could fit about 2,500 people. I don't know who's coming to see volleyball, that many people. Especially at Portland State.
Well, they're coming to see Ring of Honor, duh.
Well, that's for tonight.
Yes. Then maybe they could just lie and say, hey, Ring of Honor tonight at the volleyball game. And everybody comes in and we're like, oh, and then just have the volleyball game. And
I played, when I got cut from the basketball team in junior high school, I then played volleyball, and I enjoyed it.
Oh, okay. Where were you, a librero? Librariero?
A librarian?
Librariero?
I was not a librarian. What are you trying to get at?
Librero, right?
And he just did a bump motion.
Yeah. I know how to pepper.
That's for baseball.
No, pepper.
Pepper's baseball.
No, pepper's for volleyball.
Pepper lunch.
No, I love pepper lunch. I had one in Vancouver.
I saw your pictures. Is this all you did this week, or did you work Friday?
I did ECCW.
Oh, yeah. How'd it go?
It was great. I like that company, man. It's like one of my favorite places to work.
Yeah, Scotty Mack.
Yeah, Scotty Mack, Jeff Duncan, Nicole Matthews.
Was the Voros twins there?
The Voros twins were there.
And they're here tonight.
And they're here tonight. I can't get rid of them.
You got 3 nights of the Voros twins. What an exciting time in your life.
Oh, I kept my distance. San Dimas Football High School rules.
Jeff goes, do you know what that's from? I said, come on. I guess it would be hard if you're like 20. If you're 20 years old and you've never seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, I'd say go see it. But then I don't even know. Does it hold up? It's got to hold up. That's got to be still a great movie, right? That was such a great movie. It's the only reason why I know so many people from our history. I didn't know who Genghis Khan or Napoleon was. Thanks to Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves, I sure do now. All right, usually I would finish the podcast up here, but I did a tweet going home from the shows, and I don't know what's viral anymore, but this tweet got a lot of attention. I'll read it out right now. Flight attendant, I have to ask you, you're Scotty Goldman, right? Me. Why do you know me as that? Flight attendant, I used to valet for Buff Bagwell and Scott Steiner. Okay, did it go down exactly like that? No. She really did go up to me, upgraded first class because I fly United so much. She did go, excuse me, I have to ask, are you Scotty Goldman? And I did say, why do you know me as that? And then she said, oh, I was in wrestling for a couple of years. I was in WCW and I was a valet, but then they wanted us to start wrestling. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I kind of stopped. And then I was like, oh, wow, small world. And then she kind of went away. And then later when I got my meal, I came back. I was like, all right, I've been thinking about over here. And I'm going to say you were with Kiwi. That was my guess. Or Prince Iakea. And then she was like, who? And I was like, Kiwi. And then she kind of like maybe understood or didn't understand. And then she goes, no, I was with Buff Bagwell and Scott Steiner. And so that's when I realized like, oh, she didn't know who Kiwi was. She wasn't like a real, I mean, in my head, she was just one of those roving girls. She wasn't Madeja or another girl. I think she was just like a random blonde girl who, I don't know, was probably hot and showed up, and Scott Steiner and Buff Bagwell asked him to come out with him. Like one of the freaks, right? Like that's what they had. But why would she know me as only Scotty Goldman? Because I said, oh, you know, I wrestle as Colt Cabana now. She goes, oh, nice. Like she had no clue who Colt Cabana was. And it's because I was in Portland, Oregon, and that's where the death of Scotty Goldman happened. And when I got to the venue, a couple of people had me sign pictures, and a couple of people reminded me they saw me wrestle at the arena. And I can only imagine she probably went to whatever this Raw was or SmackDown, and I was wrestling there. And for some reason, I don't know, I stuck out, probably because I wrestled the same match 2 times. That was my very last match in WWE over 10 years ago. Yeah, I was fired 2009 February. And, you know, there was a lot of things that went into it, but that night I wrestled Umaga. He was very troubled in that point of his life. I didn't 100% see what he was doing extracurricularly, but he did not seem in the right state of mind. I do remember him treating me and thinking of me as a big-time rookie, like I was incapable of doing anything. At that point, I'd been wrestling basically a decade, all over the world, including his very first match on TV. I was the jobber for him on his first match, his debut. And they were doing a vignette with me. They wanted me to do one of those in the boxes, and they didn't have a lot of time, and then I got called to do it about a half hour before our match, and I was like, great, I've got the match, no problem. I went to go do it, and he was very, very upset in his state of whatever he was in, and I thought, this is easy. You're just going to thumb me and super kick me. This isn't a hard one. And so I was trying to get that vignette done. The next week on TV, it didn't air because it's not like they were promoting me. They had fired me that Thursday, 2 days after I got home from Portland. And he was very upset. I don't know what happened in the match. We restarted the match. They had to do it over. It's something that is not done very often in WWE television. I never got an answer because I assumed they had decided to fire me on the spot. And it's not like they were going to give me any advice or reason why. It's just they were like, no, it's fine. We just had to do it over. And I was like, I'm not a dummy. Ricky Steamboat was my agent. I remember him telling me that. I'm sure he got yelled at for something. Somebody got yelled at. Probably. I got fired for it, amongst other things, I'm sure. It's one of those things where you just don't know the reasons, and you'll never get the answers. And some people have given me some answers over the years. Joey Styles has tried to explain to me, but, you know, there's only 2 people that will ever really know exactly why. Kevin Dunn, who I think made the decision, and Vince McMahon, who doesn't even remember who I am, I'm sure, at this point in time. So for anyone thinking, no way will some lady just say, are you Scotty Goldman? It's because I was in Portland, the very last day, the death of Scotty Goldman. And that's the sense I made of it in my head. All right, that's the show. Don't forget to pick up those new lapelyeah.com enamel pins available at Colt Merch. This should all be done in the plugs and
upcoming events.
All right, grab those pins at ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com, Twitter and Instagram at Colt Cabana, Facebook /Colt Cabana, my storytelling podcast, Pro Wrestling Fringe, plus past archives of this show, old and new, are ad-free on Stitcher, Premium.com/Colt. Use the code Colt, get a free month. ColtWrestling@gmail.com is my very public email. Maybe a promoter want to put me on your upcoming show or convention. I got a YouTube channel. I also got a website, ColtCabana.com. That's where you can find my P.O. Box. Upcoming Friday, June 7th, Denver, Colorado, LuchaLibreLaughs.com. Friday and Saturday, June 14th and 15th, Cleveland, Ohio, AIWrestling.com. Wednesday, June 19th, Worcester, Mass, BeyondWrestlingOnline.com. Thursday, June 20th, Brooklyn, New York, WrestlingOutlaws.net. Saturday, June 22nd, New Orleans, Louisiana, WildcatWrestling.com. Sunday, June 23rd, Austin, Texas, WrestleCircus.com. Friday and Saturday, June 28th and 29th, Baltimore and Philly, ROHWrestling.com. Sunday, June 30th, Hamilton, Canada, Alpha-1Wrestling.com. Friday, July 5th, Dallas, Texas, Pro Wrestling, Dallas.com. Friday, July 12th, Seattle, Washington, 321battle.com. And August 2nd through the 26th, every single night, 11 p.m., Edinburgh, Scotland, thefringe.com. Intro music is by the Ukulele Teacher on YouTube. Outro music by Superfun, Yeah Yeah, Rocket Ship. Podcast cover art and design by Jimmy Lee. Photo by James Musselwhite. Thanks to Lance Archer, Jeff Cobb, and Mark Haskins for coming on the show. Thanks to our sponsors, highspots.com and the High Spots Network, an amazing VOD service with a brand new $5 wrestling, PWGs, Egos Amigos, AMA knee pads, gear, masks, even a wrestling ring if you need it, and onehourtees.com. They help run ProWrestlingTees.com. I have a page on there, ProWrestlingTees.com/Colt Cabana. And when you have heard this, I have wrestled for the Mitzvah Championship in a synagogue against Rory Gulak. I'll tell you all about it next week. This has been The Art of Wrestling for Colt Cabana. I'm Colt Cabana. Thanks. You know, sometimes while I'm just recording these, I blow past the idea that we lost a fellow pro wrestler and brother, Atsushi Aoki, who I did so many tours with on Pro Wrestling Noah. He passed away, 41 years old. He was a pleasure to be on the buses with and to be in the ring with. I wrestled him on many occasions while touring in Japan, and it's very sad. And as we get older, I mean, people are dying. That's how that works, I guess. It's very sad, and it's hard to come to grips with it. But I guess it's just how it works. So you will be missed, Aoki, and I feel for all of your friends, family, and fans.